Woo! Yeah! Ooh, yeah! Ooh, bloody yeah! You wanna boo! Boo, boo, boo! Boo, boo, boo! Boo, boo! Bip, bip, bip! Bip, bip, bip! Bip, bip! Whoa, hey, shit and all of the piss. I'm full of shit and piss. How about you? I drank all the piss. I drank it from a shoe. This is poison jam. He's coloured partly blue. I drank all the piss. Hello! How about you? Do-do-do. Welcome to the show. It's part 2 of the 200th extravaganza. Well, the 200th episode not just the 200th extravaganza. There's probably been more extravaganzas than 200. Let's be honest. You ever see 300? That was a thing. Ooh, the paint's coming out of this real fast all of a sudden. That won't affect the picture at all. Tee-hee! Ooh! Rio! I was tempted to do the whole thing. I'm making this up. I'm lying. I'm saying this now for the first time ever. I thought just now, wouldn't it be funny if I did the whole show as DJ Professor K, baby? Yo, we're kicking it live, even in the furthest reaches of the galaxy. I'm gonna bust into your head through your cute little ears and blow your mind with my sexy voice and out of sight sounds. But then would that be racist? Would it come across as racist if I did, you know, he's a black guy, a person of colour. If I started to imitate him, is that racist to imitate a black person? Well, I guess not. No, it's not. If you do it in an obviously... I didn't mean to talk about racism. Let's not do that. Let's not even go there. Don't even go there. Understand the concept of love. Understand it. Take it and understand it. Understand the concept of love. Have you heard this? This is one of my favourite songs from Rockin' the Mic. Like, I played the game and I was like, holy shit, this game's amazing. It looks amazing. It feels amazing as you play it. It's graffiti. It's cool, like, you know, Japan world culture thing. It's got amazing music, like, to listen to while you're skating around doing all these flips and spins and spraying graffiti and knocking police over. Fuck them. Fuck all the police. I don't give a shit. And then this song comes on in one level. It's a little bit slower tempo than some of the others, but it's a fucking banger, man.
4 elements. There's DJing, there's breaking, there's graffiti, and then there's the MC. Top of the food chain, devouring the competition. Abort mission, cause it's the bomb like nuclear fission. To go against the arsonist, now that's a bad decision. Cause it's steadily dropping shit like a flock of pigeons. So listen as I paddle up your ear canal torrential. Waters on instrumental, feeding you vitamins and all essentials. Potential's monumental when it comes to hip hop. Making a terror stop is like holding back a trust. Sabotage, I raise ratios, replacing those wannabes you're facing pros. Screaming about your drugs, money, violence, and fellatio. Stereotypes got you blind like Venetians. The bullshit they're speaking's causing ozone depletion. Delivery upon completion. We're civilized like the Phoenicians, but won't hesitate. Commence deletion. I hit backspace and you're gone within a second. My clarity's beyond when I stay mic check. Now tell me who's known for rocking the mic. Setting fires blazing all stages of sight. Even to the MC holding the crowd, you must admit you didn't know it. Now you know hip hop's the shit. Now tell me who's known for rocking the mic. Setting fires blazing all stages of sight. Even to the MC holding the crowd, you must admit you didn't know it. Now you know hip hop's the shit. And I ain't calling it quits, cause lyrically I stay fit. Typed in requirements to battles first aid kits. Spit gigabits of wits, putting niggas to shame. Now didn't listen when Spike Lee told you I got game. I'm diplomatically immune from these buffoons. Do I let my cocoon in the cut like DJ Typhoon? Stay tuned, the creature from the Black Lagoons coming soon. Cold like the dark side of the moon. At high noon, be ready to face off like Cage and Eminem. Spit fire flame and put an end to your problem. I remain dormant till I'm performing to trick opponents. Never disown it, keeping hidden power components. Menace to society due to my variety. Let my notoriety to the point that labels are eyeing me. They want my soul up on wax. CSF contacts, Charles Boston keeping me from getting caught for my tracks. Now tell me who's known for rocking the mic. Setting fires blazing all stages of sight. Even to the MC holding the crowd, you must admit you didn't know it. Now you know hip hop's the shit. Now tell me who's known for rocking the mic. Setting fires blazing all stages of sight. Even to the MC holding the crowd, you must admit you didn't know it. Now you know hip hop's the shit. My power towers like the Eiffel. Believe I got the right pull. My vision is insightful. You look, you get an eyeful. Subverse psychology keeps you thinking that you as hot as me. The statue Adam's apple performing a tracheotomy. Follow me if you can, cause I remain inventing. Y'all niggas about to be out of here like Bill Clinton. Inaugurate the magistrate, #1 candidate. I carry weight like freights when passing through the 52 states. Protection on the first take, while it causing the worst quakes. I shift the earth's state, stomp hard, and make the first lakes. The crust breaks, divided into continents. My dominance is dominance. With common sense, I free the dense. Past, present, to future. I speak through time continuum, channeling, traveling until I reach the ninth millennium.
Attention all space cadets, hip-hop is the triple threat, expanded like the internet, come and place your bets. Man, oh man, that song. That's one of the few songs, because you know, you and the little hip-hop head that I am and or was. Like a lot of the music, it's like I was going to say K-pop. I guess it's J-pop, if anything. You know, a lot of like Japanese pop rock music, funk, and shit. A whole bunch of techno, loads of really really cool sounding stuff, and it's really fun and interesting. And a lot of it was composed for the game, so it's like original soundtrack for a large part. But then you get like just a genuine like hip hop fucking rap track like that. My power tower's like the Eiffel. Believe I got the rifle. My vision is insightful. You look, you get an eyeful. Subverse psychology keeps you thinking that you as hot as me. The slice your Adam's apple performing a tracheotomy. Follow me if you can, cause I remain inventing. Y'all people not about to be out of here like Bill Clinton. Inaugurate the magistrate #1 candidate. I carry weight like freights when passing through them 52 states. Perfection on the first take while and causing the worst quakes. Man, that shit's banging. Do you notice how I said people instead of the N word, but then the next word I accidentally put an N on the beginning of it because I was aware of which word I was not supposed to say, and then I almost said the word instead of another word. Oh, the crazy the N word. What is it like, eh? I love Poison Jam as well. That's one of the first things, like, again, playing the game for the first time, and then you see the gang Poison Jam. Like, there's a bunch of the Immortals are fucking like aesthetically so fucking good. They're like ancient Egyptians, and they're wrapped in bandages. They look like mummies. Wait, I've got this. I forgot I had this. I meant to show it off. I recorded yesterday, last episode, last half of this one single. This is a single episode, but it's split into 2 parts, and it's extra long, like my penis. Yeah, this is the Japanese strategy guide for the game of Jet Set Radio Future. I got this. I couldn't find any like sneak peeks of the inside, bar like 2 pages. I got this kind of hoping it would be a little bit more than it is. Maybe I thought there'd be more like art and imagery to it. There's some, like character pieces at the beginning. I guess vague descriptions of the characters and their like stats and stuff, which is cool. Some pictures of the characters. They're all cool. They're all good. Some are better than others. Just that's the way life goes. And then there's also, as you go through, there will be the Doom Riders. They kind of suck. Zero Beat, he's fucking. I love his character design because he's like his bits aren't attached; they're all floating and stuff. But that's pretty cool. But for the most part, it's a straight up strategy guide. So you get like an overview of the level, which is cool. It's cool to see the maps from like above because you rarely, or if ever, see them like that in the game. And then obviously it's all in Japanese, but it's got all how and where and what to do and where to go and what to who the what's. Poison Jam. Like all the gangs, they're kind of neat. They've all got their own thing, their own theme. Rapid 99, hot as fuck. Fishnets, booty shorts, like turquoise pigtails. Sorry, I drank a lot of whiskey. I downed like a shitload. I'm really depressed today. I can feel I've got tears in my eyes generating as I'm talking, so I'm trying to hold them back. So I drank a lot of whiskey, took a lot of caffeine pills, so I'm a little bit all over the place. I've got depression plus alcohol plus caffeine pills. I'm a bit everywhere at the moment. But yeah, hot as fuck, and plus the I guess fuchsia kind of turquoise mix with a bit of black in there in the flesh. Really, really good colour scheme. Love them. But that's sort of like all they are. Poison Jam. Oh, the Immortals. There you go. Yeah. They're like, I love the outfits. They're really skinny. They're like, I guess Death Fist is probably somewhat inspired by their outfits with the shorts and the wrapped arms and legs in bandages and stuff. And they've got little bowler hats and like Egyptian fancy skates and stuff. And they all have their own, every gang and every character has their own, like, rocket skates or whatever. The noise tanks are kind of cool. They're robots, cyborg sort of things. But Poison Jam are really, I don't know. For one thing, it's probably that, I have an affinity for people who wear masks. MF Doom, So the fact that they run around in, like, monster masks is really, really cool. And their graffiti, there is at the back, there is all the graffitis that you can get in the game. As well as being able to make your own, there's a bunch of set graffitis that you can just pick from of different sizes. There's like 5 different sizes. You pick one and then you spray it around all over the place. But the Immortals graffiti is one of the best ones because I don't know how clear it is, but it's all like just like this is like a tornado with eyes, but it's made of bandages. And all their graffiti is like that. It's all bandages related. There's like a sperm kind of tadpole thing that's made of bandages. One of them is a cube. I think it's small. Yeah, a little cube wrapped in bandages. So they've got their own themed graffiti, as have Poison Jam. I think they're the only 2 gangs that really have their own graffiti. So there's one of Poison Jam's bigger pieces. Purple. It's not like amazing graffiti lettering, but it's pretty cool for what it is. I'm into it. I like it. Poison Jam, and that's a cool name as well. Poison Jam, like don't eat the jam, it's poisoned. P Jam, their extra large big piece there, which I think this is one of those like I think a lot of these were submitted by users or whatever, users, fans, whatever, and this is one of them, like the fan submitted pieces. But that's a really cool, almost a better Poison Jam piece than the Poison Jam piece. But it's still, I love Poison Jam. I was enamoured with them. Oh no, I got paint all over my book. What am I gonna do? Well, paint, ink, whatever the fuck it is inside of these goddamn pens. Posca pens. Posca pens. Yeah, I Poison Jam touched me in a good way, not in the my gym teacher touched me and I'm not supposed to tell anyone kind of way, or not in the that guy in the church camp group made me feel incredibly uncomfortable, was sitting a bit too close, touched me in some kind of way, not in an overtly sexual way, but certainly in a way that, looking back on it, it was not appropriate to touch a 14-year-old boy. But Not in that way. They touch me in a sort of creatively minded way of like, fuck, got that Poison Jam. They've got their own style to their graffiti. They've got, it says in the game they love monster movies, and so they dress in like monster movies. And the Poison Jam from the first Jet Set Radio game was certainly a little bit more monster movie, like B-movie monster outfit kind of things. But not to downplay the Poison Jam from Jet Set Radio Future, because they do look more futuristic, which is the whole point in it. It's Jet Set Radio Future. It's not Jet Set Radio 2. It's not just like Jet Set Radio again, just another one of these fucking things. It's Jet Set Radio Future, man. Yeah. Ooh, bloody yeah. Dicks and piss and shit and fart. Where I don't know where I put the lid. Skagadoocious. And in all things he remains skagadoocious. I don't know what that means. It means I'm fucking gay. Skagadoocious. What the hell am I doing? The point I'm trying to make, there isn't one. I'm not trying to make a point. I'm just trying to 200 episodes. That's like 200 hours. It's not there's actually 200, but I'm trying really hard. I'm aware of some of the things I did and didn't say in the first half of this episode. But I'm trying hard not to repeat myself still. I don't want to just repeat myself. I was kind of happy with that. It was all right, but I think I want to be more happy with this because I love and respect Poison Jam a lot more than the GGs, which is the name of like the good guy gang that you join at the beginning of the game. It's always the case, isn't it? The villains are designed better, they're cooler, better outfits, better. I don't know about philosophies. Plus, these Poison Jam live in the sewers. And their boss is a hot goth girl. A goth girl in like a crop top and skinny jeans with like a bob cut kind of, and she wears blue lipstick. She's really, really cool. Her name's Cube. Very cool character, cool design, etc. But kind of a little bit of sort of almost simp behaviour, isn't it, really? I mean really. I can't find any of my red buff markers. Fuck. What am I gonna do? Oh, I found one. It's cool. Plus, the game is overwhelmingly, anti-authoritarian, pro-free speech, free expression, living your life, painting graffiti and taking the streets back for the people. Yeah. And you defeat police by knocking them over and spray painting. You defeat everything by spray painting it. You defeat tanks and gunships, helicopters and things by like grinding on them and spray painting. You tag them up. And then by the end they're covered in your graffiti and they're like cracked and smoking and broken down and whatever. But one of the very first sort of enemies you encounter is, the Rakaku police. And there's like a whole crowd of them coming after you. And if you go too slow, they like all grab you and jump on top of you and pull you down and stop you from moving and drains your life bar. But if you're going fast enough, you just plow through them and you knock them out of the way like bowling pins. And then when they're down, you're able to paint graffiti on them. So you run past and hit the spray button and you go and you tag them all up. And then they go and they're defeated. And then you defeat them all, and it plays a little cutscene of them all running away like the bitches they are. The police. And for all the people that are like, not all police. I don't get political often because, I don't care to. I have my views, my beliefs. I know what's right, I know what's wrong. But I will say, sure, there are some people who genuinely join the police force to do good things and be good people and make the world a better place. But you have to bear in mind the police force exists because of racism. The police force was originally made out of rich people paying other people to catch runaway slaves, etc., because they are their property. And then, you know, like the Pinkertons in the Old West, the Pinkerton Agency, your private detective agencies, get my property back because I'm rich and I deserve it. And that eventually turned into what we now know as the police force. So, sure, some people join the police to be good people and do good for the better of mankind and all the rest of it. But the police force itself exists for horrific reasons. And you can say, oh, but what if you know your place gets broken into and you've got to do it's a good word. But how often is it the police that fix those situations? Like, really? Like, it's just... Anyway, not to get political, but yeah. And also I have no intention of debating this, so leave any comments you want if you disagree, but I will not be debating. I'm not gonna start being like, no, actually, because if you think about it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna engage in debates because I'm right and everyone else is wrong. I mean, everyone who disagrees is wrong. So why would I debate if I know that you're wrong and I'm right? Basically. Hey, have you heard about this? I was going to say, this gang called Jet Set Radio and Poison Jam, this gang. And I didn't colour it on top of his head in. What a fucking idiot. What a stupid piece of shit I am. Oh, I hope I die soon. I really hope I die soon. Did you know? Hey, so here's the thing. I'm going to use up all my talking points before the fucking end of the... Oh, it's a treat for you today. A big Gaskuga J. I got these. I literally only... yesterday when recording realised all the comics I got the other day all Batman related. I didn't intend for that, but they all happened to be somewhat Batman related. We got the Simon Bisley Judgment on Gotham Batman Dread crossover. We got the whatever the other one was, Justice the Jurassic League, that has, you know, Batman ish related. And then this is Sam Keith Batman crossover comic. I've not looked in these. I opened up, they were in one packaged together, 5 comics, the 5 issue run of Sam Keith's Batman The Max comic, and I couldn't not get them because, I mean, it's Sam Keith, Sam Keith for one thing, and you know, I've spoken before, Sam Keith is a bit sometimes sometimes he got paid for this. You know, sometimes it's like that. But this is, you know, it's Sam Keith Batman. How can I not? And look at that cover. Look at that. And I've said before, a cover that's largely white. Oh, it's like I got bloody knuckles from punching fuckers. I punched the Max in the cunt, and now I got purple blood on my knuckles. A white cover, it stands out. It really does. So it's quite smart. All right, don't overdo it with the white covers, Sam. You know. Give it a break. Because most covers are like full colour and there's shit going on and dark things and bright flashes and so when you have, like with Thistlebone that I've shown before, the white almost stark cover of Thistlebone with red text really stands out on a shelf, even though those were shown spine on the shelf rather than at full front. Even though it's a brand new they should have put it fucking full. Anyway, there's 5 issues of this and I do plan on looking through all of them, so I don't want to spend too long on each one, even though I probably could, because I could be like, look at the ink and the hatching, and this is all hand painted. This is the weird guy in the background and the little doodly monster. I've got snots in my nose. I'm trying to pick them out while still talking. Batman's got, I mean, and then cool. Can't go wrong though. The way he does like underlighting slash shadow. Shadow. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. The muscles and the inking and the line work and stuff. Love that. And I love that he has all the on the extremities and stuff, which I talk about a lot, all the detail on the muscles, and then on these back areas, these large body areas, just vacant space, just big expanse of stretched space. I like that. I like it a lot. And then it cuts into the digital colouring, which I'm less keen, far less keen on, because this is like really cool original comic book stuff, and I assume, you know, for time and everything, you can't do every page of a 5-issue series like that. So you draw it, ink it, or maybe get someone else to ink it, and then digital colour, and it's a bit. And you can see there's parts of hand done colour. I think this might be an actual wash, or might be digital. But there's pencils, and in Batman there's some sort of pencil colouring and ink work and stuff. So it's cool that there's some in there. And that Batman's really, really good. But it's also pretty much the only Batman we've seen is his fucking jawline. And the Max being the Max, doing the Max things. So pretty awkward cartooning. If this is his box he lives in down the end of an alley, which the size of the box makes it look like it's really far away, but then the way it's drawn makes it look like it's only a few feet. Not yeah, again, straight away, first issue I'm like, Sam Keith, when he does it well, he does it well, and when he doesn't, it really looks like he's phoning it in. Batman just looks kind of awkward, like he doesn't want to be there. Looks a bit tubby there as well. Maybe it's just the angle. Batman and the Max. Batman and the Max. Tweedledee, twaddle-doo. It's Batman and the Max. Digital background in there. I guess maybe having too much white space would be a bit much, so they threw in the digital background. But I love the inking. Man, that's the kind of inking I like. Aspired. So I guess Sam Keith is, you know, he's up there for most people's. That's not a great Batman. That's like, I don't want to rag on Sam Keith. You know, he's Sam Keith after all, but that's not a great Batman. That's really not a great Batman. That looks like. I'll see, because you get a page like this, and it's like, really, that's what your Batman looks like, because it looks like somebody's first portfolio that they sent away, and they're drawing a Batman comic, and that's how they draw Batman. It's a bit stiff, a bit awkward. His body doesn't look quite right. I don't know what this crotch is doing. The belt doesn't look great, and the abs go like up to his chest looks weak, and the pose is weak. Like, that's really, really strong, and I like the long ears and like the angle. That's a difficult angle to draw a face from. He does it well with the hatching on the jaw and everything, and the Max looking goofy but cool. And we like his weird panel shapes that he puts in. He does those in the Max a lot. Stuff like this is cool. And then cutting out for his teeth here. But then there's this really awkward, meh looking Batman there. And then you get a page like this, and it's like, hey, that's fucking cool. You can't really go wrong. You stick a big drawing of a nude female on a page, it's probably going to look pretty cool. Even if she's got no spine that's visible. And sometimes spines aren't visible, but it would be nice to have a little. I want to go in with a biro and just add in some hatching. See, and that's because you get stuff like this, and I just. Because Sam, what year did this come out? I can't find a year anywhere. I'm just gonna 2018. I thought this was way earlier than that. Is that right? Arkham Dreams #1, September 2018, first printing. Oh, this is the first printing as well. 2018, so very recent. Sam Keith, frankly, in his own right, a legend in the comic book world. Stuff like this. This is amazing. If the whole book was drawn as well as this, fantastic. But then you get, and I like that Sam Keith's style flip flops from like super, tech drawing, rendering into goofy cartoonyisms and stuff. But I just feel like when I look at stuff like this, I look at it thinking I could do better than that. And frankly, I shouldn't be looking at a decades-long career legend of the comic book industry thinking I could do better than that. And it's probably just a quick little cartoony drawing, and it provides the you know, the necessary storytelling elements, but it just looks pretty whack. His backgrounds are like almost non-existent. Like, what is this space? Just two random tables in a... I don't know where they are. Maybe I need to read the fucking thing, but there's cool shit going on now and then. It's good to see the Max and Batman interacting. Oh, and that's it. And avoid the mouth. Ugh, they're gonna get eaten by some fucking thing. Ugh. That's cool, and I like having like one long thin panel, even with nothing on the sides. The covers, though, is that yeah? Oh, what they should have had. If they had this like ink work, which I guess is photoshopped in, maybe it's a filter or something. If they had that around the edge of this cover, that would look better than, well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Shut up. Eat my entire penis. I was just checking out this was that cover. Yeah, it is. That's quite cool. Batman on top of the Max. The Max in that classic Max pose atop a thing. Batman on top of him. And I like his cape. The inking's pretty cool. Jim Lee! You got Jim Lee to do a cover. Clearly, very clearly, not some of Jim Lee's best, most thoughtful work. I think he definitely did it quickly. Because Jim Lee's known for like fucking killing it with ink, or like line work and hatching and stuff. But this looks like it was a quick one. Maybe this whole thing was thrown together. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that shape. See, for me, it's the same with porn. If you think about porn, the thing that does it for me in porn in general is not necessarily, oh, she's getting fucked by 6 guys and it's fucking hot and they'll come in on her face and her tits. Like, that's whatever. That's secondary or maybe even tertiary. For me, it's all about the shapes, the visual, like I'm looking at it aesthetically. The shapes are what's important. Shape and form and stuff is what's important to me visually. That's what excites me visually and otherwise. So when it comes to something like this shape, to me, this is an ugly shape. I dislike this. I look at that and I go, ugh, I don't like it. I see what he's doing. It may even work better if like the heads were slightly out a bit more rather than so close, but I don't like the... Asymmetry can be good sometimes. Sometimes it just is whack, and I don't like the asymmetry of it. I don't like this, whatever this splooshy thing is, conjoining them or whatever. That's an ugly page. Frankly, it's quite an ugly page. And I say that as you know, just an observer, somebody who looks at comics a lot. And who very much appreciates comic book art as a high art form. I look at that and I think, that's not it. You can have all the jaw rendering on Batman you want, but it's not going to change the overall shape of that thing. And then there's like, because there's this angle of the split between their faces, and then this angle of his ears, and that's uncomfortable as well. It like goes... Zoop. Because like this line comes from the bottom and then it stops here, so the line continues, but it continues this way. It's not it. There you go, pop noise. All the jokers come in. Ugh. I have no idea what's going on. I should read it, but I won't. But now the Joker's there. I have no idea why they're in the outback and sometimes they're not. If they're being forced to... that's whack. Oh, no. I came into this thinking, Sam Keith, the Max, Batman, cool, let's fucking go. And even in the first issue, I was finding problems, and now I might tap out because... That fucking sucks. I don't know, maybe it's the mouth and the teeth curving. Like, where's a bit of paper? God damn it. A scrap here. Like, whatever I draw, it's not going to be perfect. But if you've got the Joker, right, forehead, eyebrow, eye. You should have some creases here on his nose. and then the nose should come out a bit more and down a bit less, and then the mouth, you know, you have his crazy Joker mouth with his crazy Joker lips and everything. And then this jaw, like if the ear is here, the jaw should be like here or thereabouts. God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. The same thing that happened yesterday. I guess apparently I'm filming around about the same time when my phone paused the recording or stopped the recording to tell me that I need to update my goddamn... Maybe I should update my goddamn... So, okay, where was I? I think I looked and I was about here. This is shit. I'd gotten through all of this and I'd concluded that I'm mad about this comic now. I had high hopes and it's just not reaching up to it. And I was looking through it going, meh. This is cool, the cover for the next issue. Great, fantastic Max drawing, great line work, texture with Julie on him and cool Batman, good angles and shit, and it all lines, it all fits. That's really, really nice. Why can't the rest of the comic look like that? Like this, these covers are really cool, a little bit, but really, really good, like paintings. I like the abstract stuff he throws in there, and cool because it's like Max character, Batman character, and then Batman character, Max character, Mr. Gon. You got I don't know. I was going to say, oh no, it's two villains, isn't it? I was going to say hero villain, but it's heroes villains from Max and Batman, Really, really cool. Really, 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 really cool. Cool. And then I saw this and I was like, oh fuck, Kelly Jones. See, I'm just now repeating what I said because my fucking phone did it. Fucking Kelly Jones. And I looked in here. And it took me about 10 minutes to find the goddamn comic strip. I dug this out from next to me because there's a Kelly Jones strip in here. I'm now not going to be able to find, am I? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Kelly Jones, especially when he does Batman, when he does I think it's Kelly a man. I don't know if it's Kelly a girl. I apologise. They, I'll use they them pronouns. They do amazing. The ink work on this fabric, on the creases in his brow and everything on this Batman. The light and dark, the contrast of light and shadow on these skulls and Batman, and like the creases in his neck and stuff, where he's I don't know, he's turning into wings or something. The fabric of the leathery, you know, hide of the wings. The ink work in there is immaculate and it's insane. The hatching on that Batman's great. The lighting on here, you couldn't replicate that if you tried. It's so fucking good. Just Kelly Jones's ink work is outstandingly good. His use of light and dark, his when he does fabric, that is just a silhouette of Batman, but the fabric in his cape is just phenomenal. It looks so cool. And then you see this, and it's just like, it looks like somebody trying to be Kelly Jones, but not quite getting there. Like there's some of that fabric work here, a little bit of the creases in the Max here, but the shapes overall are there. This arm's way too fat. The Batman looks meh. The Max looks okay, but sort of whatever. The faces in the background are maybe one of the best parts. The digital colouring doesn't help that at all. The digital colouring fucking blows, frankly. Sorry, Michelle Madsen. Maybe, you know, you did what you could with the image you were given to colour. But really, it feels like this entire thing was phoned in. That's what I'm saying, is this entire... And that's, you know, amazing classic the Max pose. It's clearly a penis, a ball and a dick, and it's got veins and everything. That's classic the Max pose. That's a funny guy. I like that. I'm now annoyed. I'm just annoyed now looking through this. I wanted to really like it, but now I'm just sort of irritated. There's also nothing happening. Like... Ugh. Okay, was it the first issue where there was that awkward Batman? Yeah, okay. That Batman, kind of awkward and a bit like, really? Really? That's the Batman you're going with? Then you see that. Jesus Christ. What is going on? How is that? That looks awful. Like the Max is kind of cool. It looks like because of where he drew the hand, the claw has nowhere to go, so he just drew it in the ground for no reason. His boots are purple instead of brown. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing when he's in the outback. I don't know. But maybe you should put Batman on the same plane as him. Have Batman standing here, but then maybe Batman would be too tall. So he's got him crouching down anyway, but then he's got him awkwardly cut off the bottom of the page, and the way his legs are bent is really awkward. This crotch looks weird and uncomfortable. This arm doesn't look long enough, and also looks like when you draw superheroes for the first time, you go, oh, hand is like this, and you draw your own hand. You go, oh yeah, it looks like that, and you draw it. And then you go, oh, and I'll draw his other hand in a fist this way because it's easy to draw. But like, that's such an unnatural way to stand. And it's not drawn well. The inking isn't great. I don't know what's going on with his abs that's a really bad drawing of Batman. That's a really cool drawing of the Max, more or less. I get that. That's one of those times where I think, like, I have my moments. Sometimes I kill it. Sometimes I'm not as great as I like to think I am, but I do okay. And this is one of those times where I think I could draw a far better Batman. And it's not about drawing it better or worse. It just is what it is. But I could make a comic with a Batman in it that would look better than that. I like that there's the dog. Maybe I skimmed past the dog. Cute dog in Julie's apartment, and it's got a funny little fluffy thing on its head. And so I guess Max is seeing it as this weird monster in the outback. So there's a crossover between that and that. That's kind of cool. I like that whole thing. I don't know if this whole thing is Max having visions. Sure, just use the same fucking page one, this, whatever page number this is. Just do it again, it's fine. It's really cool. It looks amazing. It's a fantastic piece of artwork, but it looks more like a pin-up that he randomly threw into the comic than it does look like a really solid, comic book panel. I don't know what's going on here. That's a whack Batman. And like this Max, the up close bits, when he has Batman's face in the corner, looks great. Same with the Max here, looks fantastic. He's got the hand and the tendons and all the muscles, look brilliant. But then you get this and it just looks terrible. Batman's outback. Now that's quite interesting. Batman has his own outback that he goes to in his mental world. Really whack, uncomfortable, awkward drawing of Batman. The rest of his body is so small compared to the size of his head. This looks cool, but then I don't know what all this inking is. It looks a bit weird. Now that's how you do pages quickly. You go, I mean, it's the outback, so it's a vacant space where is whatever. But if you look at what's actually being drawn, all this mess in the background is digitally added. Maybe it's like traditionally made, but that's just some splash on some paper and then scan it in, put it in the comic digitally. This is a drawing that's sort of, that's a drawing of a dead duck that's been shot. And that's some pearls breaking, a pearl necklace breaking, I guess. But it doesn't look particularly great. That's the only drawing on that page, is these three things. This is awkward as hell. That's not his best Batman. That looks like an old woman in a girl's body. Very little going on, vacant space. Very little going on, vacant space. Like, draw, all you could probably draw this, 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 this. Like the last third of the comic you could get done in a day, easily in an afternoon. Nothing going on. How is that a page of a comic book? And then the same page, but like with one extra person in it, or what it says their names. That's so bad. And then this, like, I understand, and I really do. I have a great love for creating art using vacant space and tone. And like creating a scene, not necessarily packed with detail. Like minimalism, I'm cool with minimalism from time to time. But like, you know, maybe I expected a bit more from Gabriel Rodriguez. That's a perfectly great Batman. Like, you know, not to be mean, but that looks like a Batman you'd see in 100 other comics. That's a fucking great Max. That Max looks fantastic. I love the pose. I love the shape of it. It's like a fucking isosceles triangle or whatever the fuck. Great pose. I love the plane as well. It's like there's a ground plane here. His foot's behind it, his knees on it, and then his foot's in front of it. Great pose. Great inking. I love the inking. The hatching's really nice. Like, it's not cross hatching, but it's like curved. It follows the curvature of the body. Really nice little design work and stuff on the boot and everything. Great shape. The little bit of colouring. Colours by J Photos. It's done really well on the colour. The little bit of underlighting here. It's really, really nice. That's a fantastic Max. That's probably one of the best things I've seen in this whole series so far. Which is, you know, not great. What is that cover? That's not good. Like, is this a build? Is he jumping off the top of a building? If so, where's the roof? Why is this building so thin? Maybe it's not a building. Maybe it's just a glass box. But then, what is it? And then this space here, there's a lot more glass than would fit into. And that Batman doesn't look great. And the Max looks okay, but sort of whatever. The whole comic feels rushed. And again, there's just nothing going on. How is that the first page? I know, yeah, if you're trying to express vacant space, fine. But if you open a comic and that's your first page, Batman, Max, vacant space, and then a thing and a thing. Like, I'd try something like that to be like, I want to create a scene, but I don't know, man. That's cool. Maybe that's what he spends all his time doing, these panels and pages, and then doesn't have time to do anything else. I don't even care about this now. I'm really annoyed. I thought it would be better. I wanted to look through this and really like it. Okay, that's... Oh, they've... Alright. We'll see, because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a Max skull, and that's a Batman skull, and a Joker skull, and a Penguin skull. And then I realised, oh, they've got them all labelled. But then these are all labelled Harley, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze. You can't see that because they're just skulls. Here, you don't need to label them. You can see... But then you get the idea, but it's not even particularly well done. That's cool, I guess, but oof. It looks like a bad fan comic. Parts of it, like this, looks like a bad fan comic. Batman running doesn't look great. Oh, that's his one of the basics of drawing anything and understanding bodies is if you've got a person running, if this is them running, if this is the outside leg that's on the side closest to you, and that's going forwards, the arm on that side goes the opposite way. And then this leg going backwards from behind, this arm comes forwards from behind. So it's opposites. This leg goes forward, that arm goes backwards. This leg goes backwards, that arm goes forwards. That's the very, very basic principle of drawing someone running. But here, he's got Batman, this arm forwards, and this leg forwards. And then this arm would be behind the cape, I guess, and this leg backwards. That like... That doesn't look right to me at all. That looks like some amateur shit, I'm just saying. I'm not saying this comic was phoned in start to finish, but like, this looks great, you know. Cool bunch of heads in a gas cloud, I guess. These, not so much. The profiles look really weak. The noses look stunted on all of them. That looks cool. Love this. This looks amazing. The ink work and the hatching and stuff, the shadow on there, and then the simplicity of the costume contrasted with like the rendering of the head looks fantastic. Love that. Love the Joker there. Harley in the back, I guess, doing something. Maybe her head could be tilted this way slightly, but cool, weird panels like that. That's kind of neat. And then meh. Again, is this a building? A featureless concrete building? And the Max looks really stunted and weird, and I get that it's like a contrast between the and the thick, but I just... Oh shit! Ashley Wood. Ashley Wood. God damn. Okay, well, he certainly did contact his friends and say, hey, can you do a cover for me? Again, doesn't look like this was done particularly, laboriously by Ashley Wood. A nice quick cover, but better than any of the Sam Keith covers I've seen. And I'm going to say that just because it's Ashley Wood, but that's fantastic. Like half and half, like a lot of dark here, more light here with his cape and all. Batman in the middle, dead center, Max to the side, but like around Batman in almost that classic crouched Max pose with his hands forward. Ashley Wood's typical, almost messy, like ink hatching, if you can call it that, but really, really effective with like some, duotone dots, probably digitally put in, some digital color, but like really toned down. That's a great cover. Fantastic cover. Why is it I'm looking through a Max Keith comic book and the best parts of it are the parts other people have done? Was it Gabriel Rodriguez who did that cover? Brilliant Max. Good enough Batman. Cool cover. Ashley Wood cover. Love it. Brilliant. Do the whole comic like that, Ashley Wood. And then you got... Like this feels like the same page almost. It's Max Batman and then Max Batman. Nothing going on. Max Batman. And I guess they're fighting these blobs, this cloud, goo, whatever it is, but like they don't particularly look like they are fighting it. Max Batman. Is this all just single panel splash panels or whatever? That's one way to do a comic quickly, I guess. Oh, the Doctor making them think stuff is actually Mr. Gone. Oh my god. I guess that's a thing. Another quick one. Just fuck it, get it out. Draw the Max, make him look cool. And he does look cool. I mean, ultimately, like, I'm glad to have this in the collection because it's a Sam Keith comic. It's the Max artwork. And like when I need reference for something, I have to Google image a lot of stuff in general when people ask for commissions of characters I've never heard of and I don't know the thing they're from. So I have to Google image a lot of shit for the characters to find out what they look like, to draw them. But I prefer to just look in books. And so if someone says, can you do a Max commission for me? I go, yeah, brilliant, cool. I'll get my Max books out. I'll look through them and go, cool. Soak up some inspiration, do a couple of doodles. And do that. So it's cool. I'm glad to have this, if nothing else, because a lot of the drawings of the Max in this are really cool, and there is the Max piece I'm going to be working on sometime soon. So it's cool to have a bit more Max inspiration. However, as a comic book series overall, there's almost nothing going on, and I know that's what Sam Keith does. He's a bit weird with his storytelling. That's what he's always done since the days of the Max, is, very sort of, what's the word for it? Where it's just sort of your mind spilling onto the page. You know what I mean. It's, Wayshack. Jonathan Wayshack. You get a nice Wayshack cover. See, because Sam Keith and John Wayshack do a lot of work, or have done a lot of work together. They've done their own funny little comics where they like, one of them draws half of it and then the other person draws the other half and they send it back and forth and they create like a whole series of weird kind of comics. I'm still trying to think of that term. What is it? You know what I mean, and I'll get comments saying, I think you meant this. And yeah, sure, I did mean that. But I just, this looks great. That would be cool to see a 5-issue series of the Max and Batman every time the Max is in the page, it's drawn by Sam Keith, and then he sends the artwork to Jonathan Wayshak, and Jonathan Wayshak draws the Batman, and it's all inked like this, and it looks fucking cool. That would be amazing, but Sam Keith carrying this strip on his own is not it. This strip, this whole series. I feel like if I was given a series, if they said, Ewan, do a Gun Viking and Deadpool, that would work. Guns, it's all guns. Gun Viking, Deadpool. If they said, Ewan, do a Gun Viking Deadpool series, 5 issues, send us the artwork so we can, check it and edit it, but ultimately do what you want. I feel like I'd do a lot more with it than this. Like, my Deadpool would look better than his Batman looks. Because sometimes you get a close-up and he draws the skin and stuff, but that could be anyone he's drawing. It just happens to be Batman. But then there's certain pages where his Batman just looks whack as shit. And I just feel like if I was going to draw a crossover team-up comic, I'd draw it fucking better than that. Of course, it wasn't my intention to spend that goddamn long looking at that goddamn comic. But it was 5 issues that I was looking through. Man, wasn't that shit, everybody? Hey, everybody, welcome back. Wasn't that a load of bollocks? That was disappointing. It's possibly one of the most disappointing comic book things I've looked through in quite some time. Thanks, Sam Keith. I'm still a Sam Keith fan in general. I just wasn't too impressed with his Batman Max crossover comic. Which, happens. Not every artist hits it, on point every time. Sometimes people suck at what they do. And that's Max X Batman comic is a perfect example of that. But then, I have shown before and could show other examples of Sam Keith not hitting the mark with his comic book work, which is really weird. It's one of I feel like personally I suffer from the same thing, where sometimes I do some work, comic book work or paintings or whatever it is, and I get it right. I just happen to get it right, and it fucking kills. And everyone loves it, and I'm amazing, and everyone loves me because of it. And then they have maybe expectations that I'll continue in that vein, and I feel that I am maybe not able to live up to those expectations. Because you can't, I'll say it time and time again, not every piece of work is going to be your best. But you'd hope, when looking through a professionally produced, published piece of work by, a big name in the comic book industry, you'd maybe hope for a little bit more than what you're getting sometimes. That's one of those rare times where, like, I talk about how, comic books are made over, with such what was the words I'm looking for? People spend so long making comic books. They put so much effort into the artwork, into the drawings and stuff. And when you see, from like, I've recently been looking at Ryan Otley and his, Instagram and stuff, following him, seeing what he's doing. And when he lays out all the pages he's done for like an issue of the Hulk, it's 20-something pages, and there's just ink work in it, and it's all drawn so splendidly, and he has such consistency. Ryan Otley, his work looks on the same level of skill all the way through, and that's fantastic to see. And you see the amount of work that goes into it, and you think, like, how can this be a product that people pay a couple of quid for, a couple of bucks every month to buy a comic, read it, and throw it away? When you spent so long, when you clearly have spent so long working on it and put so much time and effort. It's a full-time, day job that you do, I assume Monday to Friday, X amount of hours a day for a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks out of a month. Maybe he has breaks, maybe he doesn't, maybe he works a lot of days, maybe he doesn't. But he puts the work in and he makes a product. I don't want to call it that. He creates artwork that goes into this book. And, you know, it makes you think, like, this should be worth a lot more than the couple of dollars or pounds I'm spending on it. And then you see something like, I'm just ranting now, but that's what I'm in fuck yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'm doing now. We're ranting. And then you see, like, the Max Batman crossover by Sam Keith, and you think, yeah, I wouldn't want to pay a lot of money for this. And, I mean, I guess, luckily, I didn't pay extortionate amounts for the collection when I saw it in the store. I paid a perfectly fair amount. Not too much, and it wasn't free. You know, I paid for it, but I just feel a bit disappointed. Ultimately, my point is, I just feel a little bit disappointed in that comic. I was hoping for some cool Sam Keith art, and there was some. So I guess in a way, I did get what I wanted. I got some cool Sam Keith artwork. I also, as a bonus, as an added bonus, lucky me, got a whole bunch of really not so great Sam Keith artwork. So, best of both worlds, I guess. Poison Jam. He's supposed to got like a particular. I'm going on the Googles. He's got a particular logo on his chest. Has Mr. Jam. I'm trying to find a picture of it so I can copy it. Well, I guess at the very least I can get the top bit. It's Japanese symbols that, you know, I don't know what they mean. I don't read Japanese. I think it'd be weird if I did. If I suddenly came at you all being like, oh yeah, this is the Japanese symbol for this and that and this and that and that and this and that and this and this and that and that. You'd be like, Ewan, what the fuck, where's this coming from? Since when do you know fucking Japanese? Cunt. I'm a man of many talents. I know a lot of things. Some of that is Japanese. No, it's not. Did you know? So I've seen recently, you know, not to your Instagram, but that's where I live. I live on Instagram. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. You can now, as far as I'm aware, you can pay to get the verified blue tick on Instagram, like you can on Twitter. Instagram, like everywhere else, or not, like Instagram tends to do, you know, being owned by Meta, as they're called now. It goes, oh hey, these people are doing that. Let's steal that idea. When Snapchat was doing stories, Instagram went, oh, let's also do that. And then TikTok got its thing with its videos, and it went, oh hey, let's do our version of that. And now Twitter, you can pay for verification, and Instagram goes, oh hey, let's also do that. Let's try to get as many people, as much money as we possibly can, get this advertising dollars in. Let's fucking go! Which is, you know, frankly disgusting that they're losing any trace of their own identity that they once had as Instagram, and it's now just becoming a copycat of every other app out there. Because they're trying to have, literally, the point of it is to have users stay on it as long as possible throughout the day. You know, you can get those apps that like track how long you're on certain apps or whatever. The point of running an app like Instagram is to have users on it for as long as possible. That's why they tell you they want you to make a post with like 10 photos that you can swipe through when you make a post, because that means instead of a person scrolling through and stopping your picture and then swiping right past, they stop and they swipe through your pictures, and even if it's only a few extra seconds, they're on the app for longer because you've posted 10 photos instead of just the one. And, you know, I do it because I need to build engagement. I need to, you know, make my money doing my thing, so I do what I have to do. But that's, you know, it just is what it is. So I forget what I was saying. But now you can pay to be verified on Instagram, I think. So that's cool. And I've already seen a whole bunch of accounts that I'm pretty certain, can't say for sure. I don't have proof. I don't have hard evidence. I don't have erect evidence. Hard penis jokes. But these are people who were not verified, and then suddenly you were able to buy verification, and now all of a sudden they're verified, and it's a bit like you are not necessarily a huge account, and now you're verified right after you're able to pay to be verified. It's a bit like not suspicious. Ultimately it's a thing that is there that can be done, so why not do it? Maybe it would be worth me paying for verification. I'd see if I could get anything out of it. I won't. And I know for a fact that I've known people that have paid to promote their posts. And maybe some people find a benefit in it, maybe some don't. It probably is completely subjective. It's down to the person, it's down to context and timing or whatever. But I have known people that have paid to promote posts and seen basically zero benefit from paying to promote their posts. And I know personally, because I'm such a dick, but I'm not, I've got my morals. I'm fundamentally, vehemently and aggressively anti-advertising. I think advertising is one of the most deplorable, vicious, nasty, disgusting things on the planet. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I believe the police were set up in an evil way, a nasty, horrible, evil way. The police are not good, and they were never good from the start. And I believe advertising is an evil thing that exists on the planet. And it's poo. It's poopy. It's a big poopy poo-poo, and I'm not a fan. So when I see oh god, let's look at that. I haven't even used that. What am I fucking doing with that shit? Where's a purple that I have used, please? It's a light purple. Oh no! Oh no! I've got to have one somewhere. I've used one before. Why haven't I? And you'll probably all go in this right there, and I can see a purple right there. Why? Oh no, it's in the. It's over here. So when I see a post on Instagram that has been paid for, it's a sponsored post, and because it comes up, it says if you like it, a little thing pops up saying visit the store or visit here or go here or do this or whatever. If I see one it also says sponsored underneath the name of the person who posted it or whatever. If I see that, I swipe right past it. I scroll right past whatever. I do not interact with it because I don't want to encourage the advertising. And then if occasionally I'll see a post that I might even actually quite like what the post is. If it's a drawing or a painting, I might quite like it, and I just double tap it or click the whatever, just out of sort of habit. Just go, oh, that's cool, and then the thing comes up, it says visit the store, and I realise it's a sponsored post. Fuck! I will remove my I will do everything in my power to show that I am not actively, purposefully getting involved in sponsored posts. I won't do it. I've said before, I don't believe in much. I don't have many beliefy leaves. I consider myself something of a nihilist, I guess, so I try not to be a dick about it, but I think I am one just as a matter of course. I don't go around going, I'm a nihilist, I don't believe in anything. I go around going, I don't think I believe in anything. There's nothing exists, nothing's true, everything's false, and I have no beliefs, no hopes, no dreams. So inadvertently, that kind of, I guess, makes me a nihilist in some kind of way. And as such, you can fart in my mouth. But one thing I do believe is that advertising is evil and disgraceful and disgusting, and it exists purely to manipulate people and it uses, you can, I don't tend to if I talk about advertising, but you can go down the avenue of, for instance, beauty standards and everything. It convinces people that there's something wrong with them so that they buy a product. It convinces them they're eating inappropriately so they buy certain types of food. Literally, cigarette companies, paid, I guess, if not doctors, then people dressed as doctors, paid them to go on TV and say, oh, smoking's perfectly healthy. I smoke 8 packs a day and I'm a doctor, so I should know. When in fact, smoking kills people. And I don't care about smoking. I think people should smoke. For instance, it makes you look fucking cool. I wanted to smoke. After playing Red Dead Redemption, the first one, I wanted to take up smoking because of how fucking cool John Marston looked when he smoked. Like, I was almost... I don't consider myself to be easily influenced. Advertising has no effect on me. I won't let it. But seeing John Marston smoke in the first Red Dead Redemption, I was... I could have taken up smoking just from that. So yeah, I have no problem with smoking. Sure, it's bad for you, but a lot of things are bad for you. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it just because it's bad for you. Oh, this food's unhealthy. How can you put that into your body? Oh, it's all processed food. All these cereals are processed. All this fast food, it's all processed. How can you eat that shit? Because it tastes nice. And we're all going to die anyway. We're all made out of dust and shit. So who gives a fuck? I'll eat garbage if I want to. I'll literally go into the garden and eat garbage that I find lying around. I don't give a shit. Oh, but it's unhealthy. Fuck you. The problem comes in with them lying to you, telling you one thing just to get you to buy a product so that the CEO can have more money, so their shareholders can, get what they're paying for or whatever. It's so nasty and vicious. And the BP oil thing, their whole the carbon footprint, the idea of a carbon footprint was, they have paperwork showing it was literally invented by the fucking oil companies to draw attention away from the fact that they are killing the planet that we live on. So they literally actually invented the idea of a personal carbon footprint to make people think, oh, well, if I recycle, then the world will be fine. And then the oil companies can go on doing whatever shit they're doing for the purpose of money. And that's fundamentally where it goes to, is I despise money. I think money is one of the stupidest fucking ideas the human race has ever had, and it's been the downfall of capitalism. Is the root, money's the root of all evil, sure, but capitalism is, the system that's in place that is ruining the fucking planet that we live on and making everyone's lives harder, apart from like a handful of people at the top who fuck those cunts. Absolutely, entirely fuck the cunts at the top of the fucking pile of garbage. And this has been Politics with Ewan. Frankly, one of the purest things I think you can do is just sit and doodle and chat shit while you're doing it. Everything else is all garbage and nonsense, and why would you want to take part in any of that? What are you going to do? Oh, let's go on a holiday. Let's pay someone to go on holiday. Let's pay an airline company and pay a resort and pay a fucking travel agent to pay bars and all these industries to go on holiday to have a good time, or we go to a sports game and give all of our money to the sports companies that own the teams that are playing, and they make all the money. And even the football stars, the big ones, make far more money than you'll ever see in your entire life, you poor piece of shit. Oh, let's go money the money, let's all money the money, the money the money. When the purest thing you can do is sit on your own in your stupid, smelly little room, draw some pictures, chat shit while you're doing it, act like you're better than everyone, when knowing that really you are better than everyone. But you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to kind of act like you think you're better than everyone, but then kind of imply that you're a piece of shit and you're not really better. You're just joking around, but you're better than everyone. Everyone else is wrong, I'm right, and they'll all see one day when I get a gun and I walk into the place and I not really, I was going to say we don't have guns. We have guns. Guns exist in England. They're just, not nearly as common and not nearly as easy to get hold of. Farmers have shotguns and handguns are imported illegally, I guess, in places. The police have fucking machine guns. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It's usually like the anti-terrorist units. It's not just police have machine guns. On the whole, police don't have guns over here. There's certain units of police, which I believe is anti-terrorist units of the police that have machine guns and such. Because, they're fighting terrorists, and terrorists are everywhere all of the time, so you've got to be scared of them all of the time. You've got to let us put all of these rules in place because of the terrorists. You've got to let us control you every second of every day, but don't let the terrorists win! The terrorists. The brown people. That's what the government says, not me. The government that literally wants to deport people coming here seeking asylum, which is a perfectly legal thing. God, it's a very politically charged episode today, isn't it? I guess I'm in such a shitty place mentally. I'm just fucking vacating all the shit I've been thinking about. Not necessarily all the... I thought that was a different kind of pen than the one it actually is. I'm just exercising, but like exorcise, like The Exorcist, exercising some of my demons, just getting some shit out there. I'm just unloading. Hey, Jet Set Radio Future, Jet Set, JSR, groovy Jet Set Radio. Have you ever played Jet Set Radio Future? It's really cool. It's this game. It was on the original Xbox, and they just won't release it for newer consoles. They literally won't. They re-released the first one. You can buy it on like Xbox Marketplace or whatever, but they just don't seem to want to fucking release Jet Set Radio Future. I don't know why. Why would you not? It's a hugely popular game. Well, I like it. I don't know about hugely popular, but it's got a pretty solid fan base. And it's fucking cool, and why would you not re-release it? Maybe remaster it. I don't even care about it being remastered necessarily, but like, I just want to be able to play it on my current console, and I can't because they won't fucking put it out there. It's just a bit annoying is all, frankly. I don't know how long I've been going on this so far, but I plan to finish soon. I do want to get Mr. Jam here finished as I can in whatever. But it's 200 episodes. Did you not see the big 200 we painted at the start? I say we, because we're all involved. We're all part of this. This is you and me. Stephanie, Stefan. This is still dedicated to you, by the way. I haven't forgotten about you all of a sudden, just because it's part 2 of the, part 1 was dedicated to me. That's amazing. I wonder if part 2 will be. Oh, it's not. You thought it wasn't going to be until you got to this point. If you watched this far, if you made it through all of my fucking political diatribe, my fucking raving and ranting about, the world's the problem, I'm not the problem, it's the world that's the problem. I'm trying to make this vaguely look like the Poison Jam graffiti in the game, at least somewhat. I'm also going very quickly because I'm aware I'm taking time and I want to get through it all. I don't want to rush necessarily, but I do want to finish. Poison Jam! What does he say? He says something about all the gangs. I don't know, he probably calls them freaks and whatever. They're like proto-furries in a way. Dressing up as monsters. Not quite animals or furry animals or whatever, but, you know, dressing up like weird fish monsters. There's something in there. There's some furry shit going on. Let's give him grinning teeth, shall we? I'll get the outline done and a few highlights, and then I think this will be just about done. I like this. I like these colours. I think it looks really cool. Personally. That's what I think, anyway. What do you think? Do you know what? I don't care. Don't tell me what you think. I don't give a shit what you think. You're a fuck ass. No, you're not. You're all lovely people. And I adore you. And I can't believe hundreds of people watch my shit. That's, you know... I can go on and on about, in you know, YouTube numbers terms, I get, like, virtually no views. I don't have hundreds of thousands or millions of views like some YouTubers get. No, but if I can sit there and say hundreds of people watch my podcast, which is, like, barely a podcast at all, and what do? I sit and I draw, I talk about this shit. I'm fucking... depressed as fuck, and I drink some whiskey and I go, hey everyone, hey everybody, there's a new guy, God, Butcher Pete. He's covered a fat, he's chopping up all the women's meat. He's macking and whacking and hacking. He's macking and whacking and hacking. He's whacking and whacking and hacking. He's hacking, whacking, chopping at meat. That's, well, it's not from Fallout. It's a song that's featured in Fallout. It's a song that exists pre-Fallout, but it's, you know, that song is in the Fallout games. Oh, that's good. I like that. I like the grin. The grin works. The evil grin beneath the monstrous monster mask. The beat piece I did in the previous half of this episode, it's kind of cool, but I don't think I'll use it as like a, you know, a Posca promotional tool. But this one might work for that, I think. Maybe it needs a little bit of work here and there, but I think for the most part it could do nicely. I'll get the video sorted, you know, I'll time lapse it and make it look cool and all. I think ultimately it could come out looking nice. Not everything has to be something, of course. Just because I'm drawing doesn't mean the drawing has to be for something. It doesn't have to go anywhere. You can, in fact, just draw because drawing's fun to do, apparently. Or it used to be anyway. Remember when everything was fun and it didn't have to be about fucking money. Ooh, whiskey burps. We like that. Not really. Then, fuck, what am I even saying? I don't know. I've lost it. I've lost the plot. Lost the plot? I never had the plot. Have you guys had the plot this whole time? And I haven't. Don't know where it's been. Yeah, not everything has to be... So sometimes it is fun to just have my podcast and just fucking draw for the sake of fucking drawing, because it's just fun to do. It's fun to draw and chat shit while I do so. But then sometimes I do want my drawings to come out looking good. I do actually want to create something that I'm happy with. If I'm going to spend an hour or so doing a thing, it would be nice if the thing is something I can look at afterwards and go, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's not necessary, but it's pretty cool. I've been looking at a lot of AI porn. Did you know that was a thing? I mean, I assume you do. But yeah, it's, you know, AI generated. It's not really porn as such, but it's nude images generated by AI. And it's quite a funny just thing to look at. In one way, I've gotten a lot of what would say inspiration for drawings from them. I've got a lot of images I've saved purely to draw from. You know, I do a lot of nude drawings. You may not be aware, but I do a lot of nude drawings. And so I've gotten a lot of like drawing references from these AI generated. And you know, I have my issues with AI, and you know, it's not great, but yeah, it's whatever. But these nude images, it's weird because sometimes they're really good, and it is impressive in some ways when like the AI can make something like. Sometimes it gets flesh really good. It like makes flesh look really soft and squidgy and like smooth, and the lighting on it looks really cool. But then you'll get an image. I drew a little one that I'm going to turn into a drawing at some point. Oh no, I lost it. Where did it go? It's gone away. Shit. God damn it. I lose everything. I'll use this again. The basic the image is a girl like this, and she's got big tits. I think she's wearing a bra in this particular one I've got. Hand here doing whatever hands do. And then her body comes down like this, and there's a big ass right here. And her legs go here, and then there's like a hand here and a hand here. And it doesn't make sense, but it's the thing is, it's really well rendered. Like it looks like a real image for a second. Like the skin looks like real skin. The lighting is immaculate. The hair looks cool, and like the lighting, it's like the shadows and everything from the boob to the bum look really good, and there's like underlighting, and like it looks like a photo of a person. But then you spend like, I mean, you don't even spend any time. You look at it and go, well, the butt's on the front. Why is the butt on the front of this drawing? That's not how that's supposed to go. And you know, I kind of love that. There's quite a few images like that I've got saved for art purposes. I don't look at it as porn necessarily. It's for art. Yeah, it's about the art. The art's why I do it. It's all about the art. That's the point. Art. It's all about the art. But there's quite a few like that, of like just weird, like extra nipples, extra belly buttons, sometimes extra boobs, like a set of boobs, a set of big floppy tits, but then they're like, again, perfectly rendered. They look like boobs. The nipples look great, and then under that there's another pair of boobs on the same body. I think it's brilliant. So yeah, I think I've got quite a lot of reference I can use to create artwork from that. And I figure maybe that's sort of one of the best ways to go with AI art, or AI whatever the fuck, is to, you know, these images are generated and they steal from other creators, I guess, depending on whatever. But then if you take that and use it as a jumping off point to make your own artwork from that, maybe there's something positive to be said about that. I don't know. Maybe there fucking isn't. I don't know. Or care. Yeah, I like this. I'm happy with this Mr. Jam. Mr. Jam of the Poison Clan. I just had a look at the time. This is going to be one of the longest podcast episodes I've ever done. Not necessarily by choice, but it is the 200th episode, so fucking why not, eh? Why bloody not? And it's worth it. It's worth it to, you know, spend some time doing some shit I'm at least somewhat happy with. The word happy isn't necessarily one I use often, so I use it sparingly. Also, I guess when I edit the video, you know, do the time lapse and everything, if I do for if I make it for like a Posca promotional video or whatever, I might have to be careful that I edit around me drawing AI boob butt ladies. Or I could leave it in there, so fuck it. Although I'm trying to be decent with Posca, because they do work locally and they work with artists that I know and I'm friends with, and so it probably ultimately really could be to my benefit to like be on their good side. So I am trying to be decent with them. I've got some ideas for some videos I want to do with Sharpies that are basically just taking the piss out of people who make videos with Sharpies. And so I'll be using like foul language and, you know, all the rest of it. And the inclination is there for me to want to do that with Posca. But I'm really trying, guys. I'm being on my best behaviour with Posca. So if anyone from Posca's listening, I'd be fucking appreciate it. You cunts!